Okay. Okay. I mean, Molly was into scorpions and sea creatures and cats, I guess. And Daddy was a fisherman, and there's monsters in the ocean, and there's a cat outside? What the hell? I'm climbing out. No, Edith, do not climb out onto the roof of this house. There's a lot about this house that I know. I don't know.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
What the fuck?
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Okay. This is Edie's room. I'm trying to... Okay, yes. Alright, so here's the door. This is Edie's door. And from here, I could totally see all of this. So this is not 2D. I mean, there might be a 2D version that we're seeing from a single perspective, but it would look about the same. All of these rooms are actually built out. It just foreshadows them. It just gives you hints at what they're going to look like. What the fuck? Okay, and this was Edie and her husband's room, I think. Was that Lewis? Or was Lewis... Edie and Sven. Edie and Sven. And Lewis was Edie's great-grandson.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
He set sail with his house.
But
Okay.
40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
So that's how the house sank. Okay.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Okay. Whoops, that's not the right... There we go.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
500 years, apparently. Mysteries of Death and Thereafter by Odin Finch. Okay. Joining the Great Majority by Odin Finch. What does that mean? A novel.
Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Lewis died a week before we left. Okay.
And he knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Okay. Built 1937, Sven Finch.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Taxidermy and the Home. Dragon kills Finch. Wow. Celebration turns to mourning. Finch family pond. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Is that a little cyclops?
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Edith Jr. Lake Trip. Huh. A VHS tape labeled Random Junk.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Huh. Shrine sketches. Yeah, so Fails with Tales says that this is unfinished. I mean, presumably it's because something caused them to leave all of a sudden a week after Lewis died. Although Edie also died that same year, so maybe something happened to Edie that prevented her from finishing her memorialization of Lewis. That's a lot of handprints on the walls. Okay. What about this door? Can I go through this door?
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Oh shit, here's that bathroom.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Okay, Grandpa Sam's first wife. Oh shit. There's a secret in this bathroom by Sven and Edie Finch. Okay.
There's a secret in this bathroom.
What the hell?
It's the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard.
What is
It's
happening?
in this book.
What the fuck? What? Okay.
Sven gave
Wild.
Sam a camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Calvin, born April 1950, died September 1951. A little more than a year. And, oh, I have like a zoom in. I guess that's standard. I guess I would know that if I played more of these games. And I guess that's why this room is blocked off as... This was Calvin's room? Is that right? There's Milton. Traces of Milton. Some kind of bottles. Oh shit, this is Calvin and was it Sam? Fort Sam, yeah. Okay. This, okay. This really drives home. One of them lived a lot longer than the other.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
Grandpa Sam had a twin.
And that he never talked about him.
Okay, hold on. I'm not ready to go up there yet. Oh, it's... Wait. Interesting. Interesting. Hunting. Couple turns land into a native haven. Captured. Football. Football, military, hunting, photography. Finch National Park. Oh, that's the... Okay. Okay. So... and military posters. Cobra Battalion Bravo Company achievement. In like a ROTC or something like that. Taxidermy. Okay, up to the command center.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Because he didn't want to talk about his dead twin brother. What?
How I Want to
Did you notice the lace?
by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
This guy's got a cast on his foot. Oh my god.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Am I gonna jump off this cliff?
Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible.
What the fuck?
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
I mean, I don't think
That's
this is
what I
how
wanna remember
swings
about my brother.
work. I'm so tense. I'm like... I'm in physical pain. Oh my god.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Holy shit. What? Yeah, so there's the lace that Edie makes.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Holy shit, what? Okay, so that was Sam's story about how Calvin died. For Molly, we got Molly's story about having a bad dream. For Odin, we got sort of like newspaper clippings, right? We got that film reel sort of a thing. So that was like a third-party reporting of Odin's story. So we're filling these in as as we learn stories, not necessarily the story, but some kind of story about who these people are, that helps characterize them and make them real for us. Yeah, Edie's Lace Memorial thing. Doily thing.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Yeah. But clearly, Sam still went up there, because Sam wrote that and sort of put it in this little shrine with the
Mom
helmet.
said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Okay. I mean, that is a tiny little bed to sleep in until you're 18. I don't know if that totally works. Like, this game is playing games with time and memory and space. Some of it is like really literalized, and some of it I think is not meant to be. What the fuck? What? This one's like mist. These are so weird. Yeah, there's Mamalard? Mamalard? Hi, Mamalard. It says there's some slight comedy to this, right? The story of taking your house over the ocean also made me laugh. No, there's definitely all three of the stories that we've heard. Like, there's an air of exaggerated unreality, right? To the idea of like taking your house, picking up your house and putting it on a boat and taking it to a new place and having it sink, turning into a cat, turning into a monster under the bed, swinging around the, like, I'm sure that Calvin died falling off of that cliff, maybe even died swinging off of the cliff, but I don't think that he went all the way around the branch and like sped up to the point where he just went flying like that. There's something fantastical about that, the way that it's actually represented. What I'm not sure about, what I'm not 100% sure about, I guess this house is totally unrealistic, right? Like, you can't build a house like this. So this house is fantastical. So I guess the whole thing is just fantastical. Like, there's a fantastical dimension to all of it. But maybe especially to the stories about people.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
And then, this is a wine cabinet. We're behind the wine cabinet. I thought that 10-year-olds stashed their wine here, but child star, Barbara Finch, child stars. Milton again. Milton's back.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Oh, there's the casket. Oh no, I don't want to go back in. I want to come back out. Back out, back out, back out. Swan Lake. Barbara Finch action figure? Holy shit, that's amazing. Barb Street stolen. Barbara Finch in Dreadful Stories?
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been.
Beastie
In
Con.
a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest
What?
and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right!
What the
Also,
fuck?
I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
I love that that's included in the comic book.
Minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for
Oh my
him
god.
right on cue. She reached for the music box.
Okay, I'm doing it.
She listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
What the fuck? Oh my god. I'm walking down the stairs. Why is there blood on the floor?
And imagine the worst.
What the fuck? Okay, alright. I can swing this.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Holy shit, that's the saw that... Oh my god. I feel like Rick is trying to, like, scare her so that she'll give a good scream, but this is too much. This is way too much, Rick.
The old fridge rattled and grew stale.
I mean, all of the tropes of, like, the hook hand killer and the robber in the basement and the, like, somebody trapped in a refrigerator. This is so... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Oh my god.
I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up. But if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
What? Why do I still have the crutch? No, that's just books. Okay. I'm going through the house. We've got like a tune filter on everything. Like, this is the same house. It's just everything has outlines. A roller skate? Wait, hold on. Am I gonna trip on that roller skate? Okay, Walter Finch. Oh, right.
Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
What the fuck?
I returned, saw the hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
There's a secret passageway, isn't there?
That night, she played her part beautifully.
And now I'm in Molly's room.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow.
What the fuck is going on? He's gonna slip on the roller skate.
Wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
It's what's his name? It's Rick.
The hookman had vanished.
Oh my god.
She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
This is pretty creepy. It's doing a pretty good job of being creepy.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Well, yeah, the hook man is inside the house.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. I love how she doesn't scream.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final
What?
Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself.
I wasn't there.
Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
What?
What I call a real eerie tale.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
All Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Yeah, she lives on in sort of pop culture. I mean, great like send up of that style of pulpy horror comic. That's great. That was really good. That was a lot of fun. What a horrible comic. What, like actually based on a true story. How is this birthday cake? Is it how does it not like rotten away? That's part of the fantasy, right? That's part of the fantastical element of the game, of the world. Okay, well, let's go check out that music box. I can't use the doors, right? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go backward
I guess
through.
Now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Can I go through here? I can. Oh, sweet. Unlock. No. Do it. Unlock it. Okay. Shortcuts. Love it. Love shortcuts. Okay, so Barbara was 16. Okay, still haven't gone up there.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement
No,
key.
I know. I'm just looking around. Gregory. Okay, for some reason Gregory has this bathroom. And Calvin, even though Sam also lived here, like that was also Sam's room, but it gets Calvin gets the door plate. As opposed to here, where Edie and Sven both get it. So Edie must have died at some point in the week after, what was it, Lewis? Lewis died a week before they left the house. But Edie must have died in that time, because Edie's got a year of death on this, on her door. Okay. So something else happened to make them actually leave. And this was it Walter? This was Walter's room. No. Sorry. This was Barbara. Was 1940. Yes, this was Walter. 1944 to 1960. In 1960, Walter would have been 8. Yeah, right. Okay. And then this was Molly. 37 to 47, okay. Did that room actually confirm how Barbara died? Was she actually murdered in some way, or is that just a story made up to remember her in a way she would enjoy? I think she was not murdered by a surprise party of monsters. I think what I got out of it is that she died under suspicious circumstances. Perhaps her body was never found. And officially, or the police blamed Rick, her boyfriend, who also disappeared. And foul play was suspected because they found her severed ear. But they don't know what happened to her. And because she was a horror movie starlet, there's like, well, I guess not starlet, but there was a, you know, there's more sort of conspiracy theory that sort of maybe existed around it. I don't know if we'll find out more. I kind of suspect that we will find out more about what happened to Barbara. Just because that was such a... that's such a sort of like big family mystery. But maybe not. I don't know. I don't know where this game is going to go. Pool table. Oh, right. Yes, this was in the comic. Barbara comes down here and sees the tool.
Mom said the basement was off
Pool
limits.
table.
Unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Sure. And this is Sven's dangerous table saw. Sven was a woodworker and a builder, and started building the house and built a dragon slide that killed him.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
You saw Edie sneak down to the basement carrying packages?
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
Yeah, that seems like a natural...
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
What's about to happen? I mean, this game keeps you on your toes. I will say that. What the fuck?
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Straight down? Albinos.
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
What the fuck? It's the... Walter... Jesus. Okay, so you live to be 53 in the fucking parasite basement. With a fake window. Wow. Okay.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
Why is it shaking?
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Why is there an earthquake at 12 o'clock every day?
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
The text on the can? Oh my god.
And then one day, everything just stopped.
No shaking.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone.
Whatever that
Maybe
thing
it got tired
was?
waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
What? What's down here?
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara.
Whatever killed Barbara.
Molly.
And Molly. Right? Molly the cat? We don't know what killed Molly. I mean...
And Calvin.
And Calvin... Something killed Calvin? I guess maybe something killed Calvin. I'm gonna break down this wall. Wait, hold on. This is a trash pile. Oh shit. Okay, so this is just like, this is where who am I? Walter? This is just like part of where Walter lives. This is Walter's basement, where his trash pile is, and all of his peanut butter reserves, and this wall, and this sledgehammer.
Maybe this is all a mistake.
Maybe.
But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
Are you?
I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
Well, okay. Are you gonna get hit by a train?
Have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day.
I mean,
I can
this is a
already
new
imagine
day.
the sun on my face.
Holy shit! Okay. Okay, wait, hold on.
Walter died when I was 6.
Walter died when I was
I can't
6.
believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Did she tell you that he got hit by a train? Because that was not in the document. Where did that come? Where does the train come from? Is that something that Edith knows about how Walter died, that she is using to finish the story? Or is that something that the game is giving to us as, like, more information that is somehow contained within the text? That's where the rumbling was coming from. Yes, right. Yes, rumbling is a train because there's a train directly below here.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
That sort of makes it. Why is there a train underneath this house's sub basement? That's a weird place for a train to be. Okay, well, I guess we're going down there. Edith? Watch out for trains? Like, it seems like this lets out directly onto a train track, so...
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Traumatized, so traumatized by the history of the family.
An uncle under the house. I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah.
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself.
Yeah.
What happened to everyone else?
Find out what happened. Yeah, okay.
But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
Right.
Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Walter. Huh. Huh. I definitely didn't notice. Somebody earlier pointed out that it looks like Edith maybe is pregnant, which I think contextualizes that there's one of us left, maybe two.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Okay. Some of this maybe doesn't bear the kind of analysis that I want to give it, but I think some of it does. So, the chat is talking about sort of like the toy trains, right? Mama Lard says that there were toy trains around. Toby Winter says that the train painted on, there was a train painted on Walter's bedroom. I wonder if he was hit by a train. I mean, yes, right? Like there are train tracks. To the extent that this is a real house, right? To the extent that this is a real house, there are really train tracks, and there is really an altar, and he was really hit by a train. But if the whole house is an allegory for the family and the weight of the history of the family, right? Because there's a lot about the house that is not real. Maybe he wasn't really hit by a train. Or maybe he was hit by a train, and the fact that he was hit by a train makes him sort of the train guy who has train toys and train paintings. Maybe, or maybe he like got on a train and disappeared. Maybe he like just left, and that is why he's so full of trains in this depiction of him. Or maybe there's an irony of, he loved trains and then he got hit by a train. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't all hold up, but I do feel like there's a level at which the entire house is not meant to be read literally.
Maybe just died with me.
Kyla, that makes me think that she's talking about her and her baby. Because there are people who are missing, right? There are people who are presumed dead, but maybe are still out there. But for this to all end with her, I think she's talking about her and her baby.
But I thought you should know about your family.
And I think she's writing to her baby.
And the history you're a part of.
Am I gonna climb in there? No, that's great. That's all graded up. This feels kind of Dear Estery, right? This this beach, and the blinking red light in the distance. Very Dear Esther.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Hold on, wait, Toby. Oh shit. This is okay. Toby says, given that we're getting this as a journal entry, right? This is narrated as the text that Edith is writing to her child. This may also be the way the eventual reader imagines the text for themselves, rather than a real house. So we got layers upon layers. This is Borgesian. There is a text that Edith wrote that we are reading and imagining, and it is about a house and a family. And the game is the interpretation of a reader reading that text. And so the house is not real. The house is imagined. The house is an imagined construction based on what Edith wrote about coming back to the house. And Edith also wrote about discovering the stories of the people in the family. And so those stories are also not literal. They are unliteral on a level even deeper than the house. They are sort of our interpretation of Edith's imaginings of the stories that she learns and then writes down, documents in as part of this larger text. That's wild, and I love it. I love it so much. Okay. This is also very Dear Esther. The, like, broken pier that you can walk out on doesn't go anywhere. Okay, coming back up.
When you look at the house.
To the house.
That history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible.
Okay, now we're in the back of the house, where we couldn't have gotten to before because there's this fence.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Good question.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Oh my god. Okay, so wait, hold on. This is all... Yes, these are all pets. Lucy and Daisy. Right, Lucy's a dog. Lucy, Daisy, Charlie is a cat. Tucker, Coco, Zoe. Zerpy, Lurpy, Furpy, Chirpy, Burpy, Derpy, Derpy Jr. Christopher is a fish? Oh yes, Christopher was Molly's fish. That's right. Shadow, Shatsy, Oliver, Bob, Bailey. What's that sign?
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Sven, Edie. I mean, there's no way that Edie... Okay, December 5th, 2010. Where's... Is Lewis here? It would make sense for Lewis to be here. But maybe not in this part. Okay. Molly is a cat. Calvin wanted to fly. Sven cut his hand off. Edie loved books, I guess. Books and candles. Edie was a witch. Walter. Is that the train track? The little cave that Walter got hit by a train in? Barbara, the star. Okay.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
And then Odin gets a monument.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Odin gets a monument way out there. Okay.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand.
Well, hold on. No, I didn't go look. I want to go look. I wanted to look at these statues first. Let me see this. Can I, like... Oh, yes. There we go. Focus.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Oh, shit. It's the old house! Interesting. Okay, I gotta go that way. That's the way I'm supposed to go. Oh no, I'll go that way. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm trying to figure out how Edie has a tombstone that has her date of death carved into it.
But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
I mean, I guess that must have just been put there sometime in the last 7 years. By who? I don't know.
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Gregory is the baby. Sam is the veteran who lived with Calvin, who was in Calvin's twin. Gus, I don't know. I don't know who Gus is.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just
There's
like
Lewis.
I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Died November 21st. And Edie died... Oh, so Edie didn't die before they left. For some reason they left. And then Edie died within a week after that. Because Lewis died November 21st. And that was a week before they left. And then Edie died December 5th. So, I don't know. I don't know. And there's a Milton. Doesn't have a
We
date.
never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Is that a paintbrush? I think. And Lewis has like a crown or something. This is a hell of a family graveyard.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Wow. Wait. Where does this save? Well, I bet it saved somewhere. Okay. Cool. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna play more of this game. This is not quite what I expected. It is very, very, very good. It is wild. It is wild in some ways. That I'm still coming to terms with. But it is, you know, it's very... This was 2017. This came out in 2017. That feels like it is breaking a little bit late. But when did The Witness come out? That must have been 2016? 2015? So not... I'm guessing The Witness came out earlier than that, or before 2017, but not by like a ton. This definitely has those vibes. This feels what I think will be a sort of mid 2010s indie game. Just in sort of like what its scope is and what its themes are. You know, I think that a lot of indie games were really kind of dwelling on this in as early as the mid 2000s and certainly into the 2010s. I mean, 2017 is not that long ago. Why do I feel like the indie game scene has moved on from this kind of thing? I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that, because I don't know what I am proposing has replaced it. What is the sort of new style of indie game that that isn't this? But I do feel like this has a lot of style that is very sort of in keeping with how these games were imagined and the sort of place they hold. Okay, cool. So that's it. That's it for me. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you all tomorrow, and we'll play more of this. I think that this game is a little longer. I mean, we're like maybe a third of the way through the tree. So this will probably carry into next week, I imagine. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is a really good game. I'm glad that I'm playing it. Stay safe, be well. Hope everybody has a good rest of their day, and I'll see you all around. See you next time. All right, bye.